So we're loading the kit up down in Fowey. Got Chris with me today. How are you, Chris?
Taking my boat out today for a change. Go look at some cannons.
Oh yes. There's virtually no wind at all today, so it should be lovely and flat. And we're going to Chris's little secret site. He's gonna show us, and it should be really interesting from what I've heard. We're almost ready for the off. Got Warwick joining us as well today.
Ready to go, boys.
How's it going, Warwick?
Excellent, you?
Yeah, not a bad day for it, is it?
Not bad. That's it.
So we're just around the corner from Polperro now. We're just approaching the site where Chris has found this cannon site. So we're going to kit up now and jump in and see what we got. But it looks like a good little area. And hopefully we find some bits. One of the wrecks that's never been located along this stretch of coastline is the East India Company's ship Albermarle, which was driven ashore here somewhere on the 11th of December 1708 during a violent storm. Little of the Albemarle's cargo was ever salvaged, and included high-value items such as coffee, pepper, silks and even diamonds, with its final resting place getting lost over time. You ready to work?
Aye, roger.
Right, you know where you're going, don't you?
That way?
Yeah.
The seabed here is less than 10 metres deep and the visibility is perfect. We head off in search of the recently spotted cannon and keep on the lookout for any signs of wreckage. We swim around a reef and recognise the remains of a very eroded iron cannon. This gun is so worn that the barrel inside is now visible, and in parts half of the material has been completely worn away by the action of the sea. A short distance away lies another large iron gun, again very eroded and barely recognisable as the cannon that it once was. All around we find various metal rusted items, which in seawater form a hard concrete-like structure around the artefact, which is known as concretion. We also start to find recognisable items such as small cannonballs. Their size may help later on to help date the site.
Good.
Good dive?
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
I thought it was good. I thought it was brilliant.
Old, didn't they?
Yeah, really old.
300 years?
I don't know. I mean, they're certainly very, very well worn, aren't they? Very worn cannon. So, hopefully from this we'll be able to learn the diameter of the guns, but...
Oh, what? You're a good one.
That's a fairly intact cannonball. It was in concretion, but there's a little bit missing on the top. But, over by the cannon, I managed to prise that out of the concretion, which is a musket ball, which is awesome. So there's definitely a wreck site there. I mean, there's not a lot of concretion there, but there's definitely a site there for sure. I expect it's all underneath that sand in the bay. I mean, there's an awful lot of sand down there, isn't there? There's sand everywhere, so I think it's a case of keeping an eye on it and maybe having a probe around in that sand when it's low. But no, it's good. So we've recovered this lump. We don't know what it is. It's a lump of concretion. We're going to take that back with us now and get it back and carefully chip all this away and see what's inside it. And it could be something quite interesting, or it might be a load of rubbish. I don't know. It's certainly old. Whether or not it's 300 years old or not, I don't know, but there you go. So I've just got back to the workshop and we started chipping away the concretion on this lump that we've recovered. And as you can see, it's a tiny little cannon, which is really interesting. There's only half of the cannon actually remaining, which is unfortunate, but there's enough there to be able to see the dimensions and the size. So yeah, it's pretty interesting really. We didn't think that was what was going to be inside it, but yeah, half of a remaining tiny little cannon. Okay, I've had the remains of this little cannon in a water tank now for conservation treatment. We've just taken it out now so we can show you a little bit more. So yeah, it's an interesting little gun, this one. You can see this top surface is in good condition. It's got the reinforcing rings on it, and you can just see the remains of the trunnions here each side. They have been broken off. And then back at the back here, you can just see the remains of the touch hole there. Just get a bit of an idea of what the back would have looked like. Unfortunately, that's had a bit of damage. Then when we flip the whole thing over, you can see the other side. So this surface would have been in the gully, and all the stones and shingle have worn all this away. It's still interesting because you can actually see the bore here. You can see the size, you can see it going back. It's been exposed there again, and then the innards are here. There might even be a cannonball still in there, but yeah, been completely worn smooth by the sea. And it's another really good reason why, you know, a lot of these things, if we can learn by them and conserve them, it's another good case for bringing them up, you know. But it's always important to do the right thing with them if you do. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this video on this new wreck site, which could in time turn out to be the Albermarle. We don't really know. We're just gonna have to dive the site a lot more, and hopefully there's still a few little bits there which will get an ID for us. But until then, we're just gonna have to keep going and see what else we can find. So catch you next time.